StarCraft, the FGC, Call of Duty, and recently we've added both Counter-Strike and Hearthstone. Yeah, I can. It's sometimes it's a lot of tournament jitters. Like I know the first few times I played in tournaments, I was very nervous. Um, and you overcome that by just playing a lot more, more ranked, more and more tournaments like these. Um, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think I've actually done badly at a tournament that was like pre-registered. Even though I've never been highly ranked in solo queue, it's really more about how well you and your team organize together. And that's not to say you guys did badly. It's to say that you guys just obviously as a team have things to work on as in a tournament setting. Thanks, I can be deadly. And yeah, like G Fanny said, you guys did well. Like it's Zed is really hard to play against when especially since he hasn't been picked a lot recently, and his passive damage and ignite just does so much with his ult. Um, and it's also about finding your limitations. I know, like when I played in my school tournaments, I usually do really well against some of the diamond bot lanes. But then when we played our actual, team, like official team, because for some reason they were allowed to play in that tournament, they just completely demolished us, and it was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. You just get demolished sometimes, and you're like, not as good as you really think you are, and that shouldn't turn you off from the game. Instead, it should really make you want to practice and get better at them, so that next time you face someone else, you're ready to beat them.
Alrighty, how we doing?
We're doing fine, just having a conversation with the chat.
Nice. I like it. I like it. Looks good to me. I think we'll give
Yeah,
it a few
exactly.
more
You should
minutes.
use that motivation to get better.
Well, how can we daily keep us updated, man? What you're up to? Just tweet at us or something. Twitters are all over the place.
Yeah, if you guys get like a full on team going, with sponsors and everything, go ahead and let us know. Well,
Ooh, we like that. I don't know, JP, if you might have missed, but on our announcement post, we did have spots open for casters who potentially wanted to come and check it out. You didn't have to be professional. You didn't have to be amateur. You could just be a guy. We were gonna work with people and kind of, we were gonna try to get some people some spots though. If it was open. So Shrek is live. Shrek is live. So definitely on the next tournament, if you see that we're running, just give us a kind of a ring or an email and be like, hey, I'm interested in casting this tournament with you guys. What can you do for me? And we'll get you in, no problem. We like working with the community. It's fun for us. So like I said, we enjoy that stuff. So good stuff. Alrighty. So as our teams shuffle back in here, we're ready to go when they are. Oh, it looks like we got purple. We got OP purple caster minions versus thorny red rose flowers.
yeah, you guys can't see this, but all of Paul is just purple caster
All right.
minions, and all of Dongers Bongers is the roses.
All right. Phoenix, Izzy, just based
Yes.
on what you see with these summoner icons and how these teams have been playing, who do you give it to?
Well, if it's on summoner icons, I have to give it to the purple caster
I
minion.
gotta get to the purple caster minions
I
because
swear
they are
they
OP.
do one more damage than the blue minions, and it's just OP. I swear that's what happens every time I play blue side. They just kill me.
They are OP. Are we ready to go? Angel Lord is like, I'm ready. Let's get this started. Are you ready, Angel Lord? Are we ready to rumble? Need to see TSM CLG fans. Alright, we're good to go. I hope everybody was there. So we'll figure it out whether they were or not. Here shortly, let's get into the champ select for game 1 of our finals, baby. After a long and very eventful day of play, we are in their finals, game 1 between Paul Please and Donger Bongers. And this is shaping up to be a really good game. Yeah, it's strong. Dongers are good. They got that good support play. I think that was all Angel. I think Angel would have taken our MVP again for that next game.
Yeah,
for that last game.
Yeah, he was a Zed in game 2. Yep, and he did very well. Oh, there we go, the TSM. We got the TSM ban on one side, but we didn't get the CLG ban on the other side, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Good, all in good fun. I love it. So, they're halfway serious bans for what we've been seeing.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I guess the TSM still works. Even for the team. I think it was some hearted fun with some serious bans. We'll talk to him afterwards and see what it is, but alright. We're looking good. We'll do it next time.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
No, we're joking. Don't ruin your bans for us. We're just giving some lovely content. Ooh, the Zed coming out. Now there's that Syndra we saw get banned away in the first and our second round of play today. Which was technically our first series of games. But we got a Zed Warwick coming out. Teams have been liking the Warwick. No, we're doing. Oh man, that was legit, man. All right. Fair enough, guys. Fair enough. You caught us. Oh, the Blitzcrank. That is actually, excuse me. That is definitely not Blitzcrank. I don't know who that is. So that'll be interesting to find out who their first pick was. Alright, so we got Syndra. Lee Sin's getting hovered. I like in the Lee Sin pick. Lee Sin's been very effective, or has the potential to have been very effective these games. All day. Renekton, okay. After seeing the Renekton kind of get shut out though last game, I'd be a little bit cautious to pick it myself. The Gragas is banned though, and we know this team likes to play Gragas.
Yeah.
They play Gragas every game. They played Ahri every game though, didn't they as well?
Yeah, and they got banned out. And
Ahri got banned out, and then picked up the Syndra. Okay. I wonder if the Zed's gonna come out to counter that though. I know he was hovering it earlier, but maybe our Dongers are switching around the roles. Maybe they're pretty ambidextrous on what lane they go into and are kind of just playing to each person's champion. It creates stronger counter picks for sure. So here we go. We got Jinx locked in. I don't think she's gonna be taking teleport. That'll probably get switched around. Ziggs coming in the mid lane. I like the Ziggs. Good wave clear. Good zone. Able to satchel charge to safety. Orianna possibly getting hovered. A ball control with the Rengar. If the ball's on the Rengar, you can't see it when he's stealth.
It's a really good combo.
It's a great combo. It's a great combo. That hidden ultimate is right there. So we'll see if he locks that in. I'm still okay with the Ziggs. I would like to see a Ziggs play today. But doesn't look like it. Tristana gonna get picked up. Still a strong ADC with the Blitzcrank. I guess it's alright. I would like to see like a Caitlyn or something maybe with the Blitzcrank to just combo those traps. I would have rather said Jinx, but Jinx was already taken.
Yeah, or someone with a lot more bursts, because like Tristana's burst isn't good until like level 6, and even then it's not the best.
She's more right click.
Yeah.
Ooh, Poppy getting hovered. That would be a strong hover. The Orianna was locked in though, so there's gonna be an Ori. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. This is gonna be an Ori Rengar kind of hidden ball combo trick. Gonna be like magicians over there. So look to counter that. The Braum though, getting that far through. That's very interesting pick. The Braum's rather strong.
Yeah, but it's interesting because against Blitzcrank, I don't think it's going to matter as much in the
Mhm.
2v2.
Mhm. You know, Leona maybe there would have been strong. Blitzcrank
Yeah,
pulls you in, you just free Q, free gap closer to their ADC. If he's standing next to him. Um, but the Braum is still a strong pick, especially coming in the team fights. And I doubt we'll see that Quinn in the top lane, but I guess there's a chance. I don't think we have the exclamation marks. I don't think we have the commands going right now, but
yeah,
looks
we
like
need like a Moobot or something.
we got a pretty split vote. I think we had a few for the Dongers because of the support and the Zed play, and we had a few for the Paul please.
Oh yeah, Braum is stronger than Blitz. It's just in
Hmm.
the laning phase in the 2v2. Um,
So we'll see. This should be a good game. So as we work in here, the Quinn actually gets locked in with the barrier. That's very interesting to see, especially for the finals. Coming out with something new. We'll just have to see how it works for him. Man, he's making there's so much a lot of BM going on in chat. Well, I wouldn't say BM, but
friendly banter.
friendly ban. Yeah, there you go. Friendly banter. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for you as well. Just like with Leona.
It's not that easy because the Q is reliant on there not being minions, and since you're pulling them into your minion wave, it's not as easy. Like you can say, oh yeah, Braum can just Q the AD carry or whatever, but um, it's not that easy. Actually, it'd be easier if Braum just turned on an auto Blitzcrank because Blitzcrank isn't as tanky. Like yeah, he has his mana passive, but first of all, one Q takes like half his mana, and second of all, other than that, his base sets are pretty iffy. So if Braum can turn around, hit Blitzcrank and get the passive off, it would probably be an easier kill than trying to kill the AD carry because the AD carry will probably be inside a minion wave, and you can't get to that.
Or be jumping away.
Yeah, or being jumping away since it is Tristana.
That's
So,
that's potential as well. Like I said, I do like the Braum though against the Blitzcrank. I think that's a solid pickup. I think either Leona or Braum there
yeah,
is just incredibly. I'm surprised that Braum got so far. I mean,
yeah.
it's far down the line. He was picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th. He was picked 8th out of 10. For a champion that strong, it's a long way to go. So these teams must have had a smart strategy based around it. It looks like you know
No,
more
the
team cohe. Yeah.
Rengar Ori isn't too hurt by Braum because Braum
Hmm.
can't really stop what he can't see.
He can't stop the ball. That is correct. At least not the ball on the kitty cat.
Yeah, I mean he can stop the incoming damage afterwards, but once the ult gets off, there's not much he can do.
No, I don't know. This might be random, but Rengar reminds me of the Katy Perry song "Roar," like with the Oriana ball.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just me, but no, I don't listen to pop music that much. For anybody wondering, but if I had to equate a song with a champion or a combo, that would be it. But anyways, all right, that was rather random, but it all works out. I'm liking the AoE from the Quinn though. The Oriana's gonna keep him close, and the Quinn can just blow him up. Plus the Blitzcrank silence is gonna be able to hit all of them
Quinn is a very if
potentially.
it's top Quinn, it's a very one of those top duelists, and if she can
I think
use
I
her
would imagine it has to be top Quinn.
yeah, and if she can use her passive procs intelligently and stay out of Renekton's stun range, it should be an easy matchup.
Mhm. Mhm. There's gonna have to be a lot of um because I know you can control the passive almost now with the way you mark them. She's gonna have to
Yeah.
micro her marks rather well to win that game or win that lane.
Yeah.
So we'll come back over to us. Hey, how we doing? Alrighty, come back over to us for game 2. This is game 2, correct?
Yes. No, game 1.
No, game
Wait.
1. This is game 1. What am I talking about?
Yeah, game
I'm so
1
out of
of
it.
winner of the finals,
Yeah,
actually.
I'm so out of it. My gosh, game 1, finals. We are ready to rumble. Actually, Rumble's just a dead champion, so we're just ready to insert champion here. What was that? Ready to Ringar? What do you think about that?
Ready to Rengar.
Yeah.
Sounds like everyone's just
Oh,
gonna
they
die.
changed the flowers though. They changed around their flowers.
Oh,
Maybe
they
that
did.
was
They
a
ended up.
visual bug, or maybe not. But never mind. Never mind. The
No.
diversity versus the conformity. Well, maybe. Maybe. Cry. Are you crying at what? Are you crying at my little? What's it? What's it? What's the saying? I guess we'll just call it a saying. Man, no love. Tough crowd, man. Tough crowd. Yes. That is me. But anyways. So, I'm expecting a lot from Lee Sin this time. We haven't seen too big a
Yeah,
showing
we didn't see too much from him last time.
from exactly. So, I'm ready. I'm ready to see some Lee Sin get some kicking going.
It looks like we're in.
Yeah, we sound to be loading in. Here we go in a second. We'll be right in, and we're ready to rumble, man. I'm just excited. I'm excited. I love games like this. They're fun. I don't think you couldn't pay me enough to do this. I do it for free. I just happen to enjoy this stuff. So here
Really
we
fun
go.
to just watch all these teams.
Exactly. You
Keep
just
it out.
come here, spend your day watching and casting and talking about League of Legends. You just don't beat that. I could sit, maybe read a book or something, maybe go outside. Yeah. Who wants to go outside, right? No. You can sit and play League of Legends all day. And hey, these teams can make some money for it. So it's perfect. Oh, we got a good invade here coming in from the purple side, going around the long
Yeah.
way. We saw
Purple side.
that. Or excuse me, the purple team. Thank you. I'm just too excited. So we saw that the first time from them in game 1. If our Paul was watching game 1, oh, the Blitzcrank.
Oh, there goes that
the
Blitzcrank
ringer.
hook, and he's dead. There's nothing he can do about that.
He's just gone.
And that
giving me
Rengar is
questions,
just
man.
hopping around.
Yeah, just hopping around, getting all the price, gonna force the Lee Sin in the flash. The Cinder gonna get some damage down, but it's not gonna turn them back at all. They might end up securing the red buff here, or get pulled again if
There's that
Cinder's not
point
careful.
damage.
Oh, there's a flash! Q with the ignite! Blitzcrank going ham! Oh my god! I don't know if Paul Please was ready for that.
Don't.
Here we were hyping it up, and they overhyped it. They overhyped us, man.
That's the Blitzcrank power.
My gosh, you Flash got the Q as he was back and thought he was safe. They have the wards in the jungle. They can see the buff timers. My god. Holy moly. We didn't get 2 minutes yet. We got 2 kills. This game is shaping up to be a real good game. Dude, he got kidnapped. He woke up in Mexico. That's what it was. He woke up in Mexico. Alright, so we're getting some good Jinx damage. Using that mana early. Oh, but the Blitz pull! He's hitting every one of them! Brahm's coming in, trying to get the passive proc down. Justana jumping in, but the exhaust gonna keep her at bay. Brahm's gonna be able to get that passive proc, but Jinx is one hit. Blitz looks like he's going back in for that pool. He's waiting for the cooldown. Cooldown's off! He's going for it. Oh, he just missed it and gets the passive proc. Where's the jungler at? Lee Sin, you gotta be bottom. Braum keeping his ADC alive. doing a real good job down there, making it so that they don't just get back. I don't know why Cloud is spamming. Cloud, don't spam, man. Come on. I know. He knows me. That's the only reason. That's alright. Oh, the Blitzcrank just barely missing, pulling in the cannon minion. Not gonna be able to do much about it, but give him vision in the bush. You guys are funny. Lee Sin going for a gank up top. Rengar was not able to take his red buff because of that early aggression, so he's going back for it right now. Lee Sin gonna land the Q. Quinn missing the E, targeting Lee Sin instead of Rengar, or Renekton, excuse me. Renekton going back in, and Quinn just not able to finish it out. Looks like she missed a few auto attacks there. Oh, with the Cinder aggression under the turret, is the Ignite gonna be able to do it? No.
Nope.
Ori getting safe.
That's just, even though purple side got those 2 early kills, blue side just having a much stronger performance in lane.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm getting spammed by my own company, man. Oh my god, Rengar, what are you doing? Did you DC? Oh my gosh. I think we had a DC here. We can't turn the game back at this point. I don't know what he's saying. Maybe he was typing. That was real nice of him. Let's find out what went on. See if we need a pause. Alright, so good guy Lee Sin tried to let him live, but it looks like he was lagging. Oh! Tristana jumping in. Oh my god, Jake's gonna be able to get out with the heal. No, the Tristana auto attack gonna be able to bring her down, and Braum is not gonna be able to have enough damage to kill it, either Tristana or Blitzcrank. Interesting stuff. Rengar might be having some problems. It might even this game out a bit. I'm not sure. I hate to see people have connection problems. It kind of just hurts the game. You know, you would rather have a 5v5. You know, I might be different from people, but I would rather have a 5v5 loss than you know, than a 4v5 win. Except when it's solo queue. And I need that promo. Because I'm sick and tired of losing my promos to somebody on my team AFK. So that's the only difference, the only time. Anyways, Rengar going very aggressive with the dashes, using both dashes to go through. Quinn able to do enough damage between the cooldowns to keep him
but
at bay.
that's what I'm talking about. Quinn needs to space herself out more.
A good pull on the Braum. Braum have to get out of there immediately because they're a little bit behind in the lane. They actually have the item advantage on the Jinx, so if they wanted to make a fight, now's the time to do it. Here we go, Rengar dashing in, a little bit of a greedy dash, but he's still there. He has to stun on him, but he didn't actually proc it. That was interesting. Rengar power farm in the jungle. He's still behind Lee Sin though, which might be because of the DC. This might have been why he had problems taking that red buff. Do I keep saying Rengar instead of Renekton?
Maybe? There is a Rengar and a Renekton in the game, so...
Oh my god, I'm sorry chat, I have failed you. So here we go. Quinn hitting 6 first. That's gonna put some pressure on Renekton under the tower. He's trying to get those passive procs off. Good passive proc. Lee Sin coming around from behind. Quinn has no idea this is here. Lee Sin gonna hit the Q. He's gonna Q in and finish it off with a basic. Good play. Rengar coming in, missing the bolos. And Blitz also missing the grab. Gonna allow Syndra, a very immobile champion, to get away scot-free. A little bit of a missed opportunity there, don't you think?
Yep. Luckily though, Blitz doesn't miss any XP, because Jinx just got back into lane. So it's not that big of a loss. And I believe he is, yeah, they're pretty much tied up in levels. So it wasn't that big of a missed opportunity, but it definitely would have been a lot better if they had landed those skill shots.
For sure. They could have picked up that kill and potentially, probably even got that tower, maybe even a drag on top of it. So a little bit of missed opportunity. Tristana hitting 6 first. Braum now is in a little bit of trouble. Not gonna be able to position as well. He's just gonna be able to get knocked back. Blitzcrank looking for a hook, but not finding one. Lee Sin coming around in the bottom lane though. And Syndra puts some aggression on. Missing the Q though, he's still trying to force this fight. Flashes in for the kick. 2 more auto attacks, 1 more basic attack. Tristana gonna get stunned up. She's got nowhere jump, but she flashes out. Nobody else is in range. Good knockback. Lee Sin's gonna follow it up with the Q. And Blitzcrank's gonna get stunned as he tries to finish off the Lee Sin. Jinx is trying to finish it off. Braum is gonna get pulled under tower though. Is gonna get killed for it as Jinx does not pick up the Blitzcrank. As Rengar comes in now, Jinx is gonna be in trouble. Here comes the ultimate, the flash at it. Jinx might be able to turn it, but no, the heal's gonna keep her safe. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we got Renekton facing off against Quinn as Syndra roams up, looking for the stun, misses the stun. No ultimate on Syndra, or no mana for the ultimate on Syndra as they just try to poke her down. The good flash to get rid of the Syndra orb, and now here comes the ultimate to get her away free. And Quinn gets out by the skin of her teeth.
Quinn's ultimate can do a lot of damage.
Yes, it can. She went for the vision, saw that she had already back, and went home. Ultimate falling harmlessly on the ground. Quinn got out rather quickly there. Renekton wasn't as postured as he could be. Maybe. He was working around the cooldowns. The good flash from the Quinn, though, kept her alive. And flashing 1 Syndra Q can do that for you. It does so much damage early on that it can make or break the fight. Gold, only 700, 800 gold difference between the two teams. Very even. We see a little bit more farm on Tristana, but that farm is answered back on Syndra. And in our top lane we see Quinn has a small advantage as well. And Rengar coming up in the top lane trying to abuse this. Rengar getting the bolo strike for the stun, the empowered strike. Renekton forced to ult and flash away as Lee Sin comes up to provide some assist. Renekton looks like he wants to say if he's not careful, he'll get dove upon. With the ult in the with the ward in the bush, Quinn knows he's there. Renekton circling back around, or Rengar circling back around to try to catch this Lee Sin from behind, and he's half health. Here comes Rengar stealth in with the ultimate, jumps in. Quinn picks it up with an auto as Rengar goes in on the Renekton, and that is not going to help that top lane.
Nope, that was a big mistake, and they paid for it. Although we might see a kill here, maybe. No, Orianna just gets to walk away.
With the jungler who shows first loses. That was a classic example. Lee Sin went in, took all that damage, and Rengar just came in and swept it up.
Yeah, and Renekton didn't have his ultimate anymore, so if Rengar showed up, there was no way he was going to live through that, just because he was at low health and he had no way of gaining it back.
Very true. Oh, big thing to note, Renekton also has teleport. With Ignite, he would have finished off 2 kills. The Quinn kill early, and the Quinn kill there. So, something to note, his teleport is going to have to be extremely effective on these dragons. No, Jinx being able to get the clap, you're getting able to get the traps after the Braum ultimate with the Lee Sin follow-up, couldn't give him enough damage to get through. Looking for 2 more in the Blitzcrank stun, but pool under tower as Rengar comes in, and now he's looking to clean up. The good exhaust keeps him at bay as Braum lands another Q, but that should be the end of that engagement. Now, good Q from Braum there. Jinx just about ready to finish up.
Oh, the Jinx ultimate.
Able to hit the rocket. Ringer's coming back down. If she's not careful, they might get jumped on.
Rengar has his ult in 10 seconds, so if they stay, well, Jinx is pretty much at full health again, so I don't think Rengar can finish her off.
Good. Yep, good chance that he's probably just gonna sit there and soak up the farm as Tristana works her way back down. With Lee Sin though, that could have been a shot at Dragon. Renekton going in on it, gonna get the stun there as she jumps back, so it pretty much nullifies each other out.
And I think they're moving for Dragon, maybe? Yeah, they're going for Dragon now.
Yep. So, no vision on our Paul team, and that's gonna cost them. That's gonna be an uncontested free drag, because Syndra's roaming up top. Lee Sin's also roaming up top. So, they really need to pick up the kill here, plus the Dragon, to even this out. Or they need to pick up a kill, plus the tower. There goes the Quinn, flashing plus using the ultimate. It's going to get her out safely. Lee Sin's looking to land a Q. He's coming around from behind. This might actually be a little bit deadly for Quinn. The ultimate from both Syndra and Lee Sin, going to kick her back, but not kill her, and you're going to get finished up with the auto. Blitzcrank looking to be really aggressive. Nobody hits the traps, but Tristana is in trouble. 1 more auto attack, proc the stun. Here comes Jinx. Jinx is extremely ahead. And when they're even
Yep,
like that in items, Jinx has it.
Yeah, we saw that pre-6 crank. The Blitz lane was doing the better in trades, but now that we're post-6 and now that Braum has an ultimate and Blitzcrank really doesn't, Braum has a much higher threat factor, and so that purple side really needed to get a big early lead, and they just didn't get it.
Well, we're getting a nice Rengar gank here. Gonna hit the trash though as he tries to focus Jinx and instead allows a Braum to go free. Braum came back in. What are you doing, Braum? Came back in, gonna die to the Rengar Q as Lee Sin goes in deep. Lee Sin decides to back off, but Braum should have been out of there. There should be no kills. Lee Sin gets hooked in. He's gonna try to find the Q on Tristana. He found the Q on Tristana, but she was able to jump out as Jinx tries to clean up. Jinx gets one. Tristana jumps in. Jinx gets two with the zap. And finishes off. She actually gets three.
Triple kill for Jinx.
Excuse me, but that was huge for the bot lane. As we've seen earlier today, Jinx can be just a serious threat. The team's got to take her seriously. Renekton still slowly slipping in farm. Not getting the kills, only getting the assists is starting to hurt a bit. Let's see, he's having a little bit of trouble farming in the tower, as we've seen earlier today as well. Not from this Renekton, but from another one. Quinn's range is just able to keep him at bay. He's going to end up losing the tower for it. There's not much he can do about it. He's probably going to lose this fight. Yeah, he's going to take a lot of damage for staying. If Lee Sin could come up and kind of help, he might be solid now that she might push farther up the lane and get past River. Like she is now. So if Renekton will come back in, Lee Sin might be able to come and do some help. But at the moment, Renekton has to find a teleport opportunity. One has prevented itself to him, but decides not to go in the mid lane here as Blitzcrank comes around. I don't know about you, Izzy, but I feel that could have been a teleport there.
Yeah, definitely.
On that pin cord. Rengar or Blitzcrank was far enough out, or Rengar was far enough out, excuse me, that a teleport there followed by a roam down from Syndra. Because the Jinx was there as well, coming up from the bottom side of the jungle. It could have turned into a very profitable fight for our blue side team. Anyways, let's take a check at items. You see any items out of the ordinary here, or are we kind of still standard?
It all looks pretty standard.
Good Blitzcrank. Good Blitzcrank ultimate. Gonna kill Syndra on the tower. Lee Sin wants some retribution. Gonna get it with a kick execute to Rengar. The Jinx ultimate misses the Blitzcrank, but trades 1 for 1. Yep, I would agree with the standard one. We see the Rengar has the mobile boots instead of maybe lucidity boots that you see some Rengars running.
Yeah.
So that might be really our biggest kind of change.
Yeah, well, it is jungle Rengar, and he wants to be roaming around as much as he can, so it's not too out of the ordinary. You know, I think a top lane Rengar would probably use cooldown boots and 4 Doran's Blade or something like that.
It's true. Very true. That's good to see our Renekton going tanky this game.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a nice change to see. That's a lot more useful than the Bruiser Renekton. I mean the AD Renekton. You know, early on. I mean, if you get an early lead, it's great. But in the last game, he didn't. Like, he didn't even go even in the lane.
That's true. Here you see the Rengar getting the bolo strike, plus jumping in, but he's gonna get blown up by Syndra ultimate. He's actually gonna get away with the stealth. The Braum not quite hitting the side as Lee Sin going in on Ori. The bolo's gonna slow him down. Braum trying to take Quinn as Jinx comes in the system. Gets the stun, but the barrier.
That barrier.
The zap gonna pick him up as Lee Sin goes in for the Rengar. The Rengar's hiding there, looking for a surprise jump. Actually gets him as Lee Sin gets too greedy. Oh, the Jinx ultimate. We couldn't quite watch it, but that was close. Oh, the Blitzcrank pull. He's by himself though. Tristana's coming up. 2v3. Good stun by Syndra. Good exhaust, but Tristana gonna be able to pick up the Jinx, and now she's going on a train. Syndra able to pick her up before she dies, but Rengar gonna be able to come in here, pick it up, set for a nice time flash.
And Jinx would have picked up that extra kill, but she died before the auto attack could finish.
Yep. Yes. Maybe get the reset and get away as well. But yeah, I would have to agree. It's an exceptionally close game. We're 100% even on kills. We're even on gold. This is...
We're about to be even in towers.
Yeah, we're about to be even in towers. Like, this game is hype, man. I love it. Alright, so it looks like Dragon's coming up in 2 seconds. Dragon's coming back up. Lee Sin, blue side, Paul's team has a hint that it's there. The Dongers are already in position. They got some good vision control. That Trinket just not going to be able to see that ward, but that pink will. Rengar, exceptionally low from this. This could be an opportunity. Jinx trying to move into position. That Dragon not going down very quick. The smite, Rengar going to be able to smite it out. But Lee Sin, push back in. Where's the Jinx ultimate? Jinx, run and train with the Qs. Tristana able to get free by pushing her back, but she sacrificed Blitzcrank to do so. A little bit of a missed opportunity. So much. She would have ulted there at that Dragon. That would have been a triple kill for her. Forcing the Jinx to flash. Good heads up play by Braum. Jinx kind of missed that opportunity. I think her ultimate was up. I don't think she was waiting on a cooldown. But if she would have ulted there with how low Rengar, Tristana, and Blitzcrank were, that ultimate would have been a triple.
I think her cast got interrupted. I think she was casting it and then something interrupted it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Potentially a Rengar bullet strike.
Yeah, Rengar or Blitz silence or something like that.
Here comes the Rengar, going stealth, going straight in on the Jinx. Jinx focusing the wrong person, trying to zap the Blitzcrank. Gets killed for it, and Blitzcrank, or Braum is just in trouble. There's no getting out for him. A little bit too far aggressive. Now, I think purple side has some good objective control at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
But the Dongers have good objective control, but I think Paul's team is able to team fight exceptionally well. They got great communication. The Dongers seem to be more, let's do it, and then that's the plan and we're going for it. The Paul's team seem to be able to, I think I might be saying this wrong, but they seem to be able to shift around their focus and their planning rather quickly and rather well in these fights around these objectives. It seems that the Dongers, tell me if I'm wrong here, but the Dongers get the Dragon, like, we take Dragon and then that's it. That was the only call.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake's gonna get hooked in here and there's just no hope for her as she falls down. Rengar going in for a mid-game game, but you were saying, is it?
Oh no, I agree with you. Yeah, definitely. The Dongers do a play and then they don't have any follow-up with it. Whereas blue side will always have like a follow-up to do it along with their play. Like they'll push a lane after getting a kill or something and try to get the tower.
That's true. So we still have some fairly close gold. We're only 3k down at 21 minutes. Not that much. So depending on when the teams decide to fight, there might not even be an item advantage with the 3,000. Now, purple side's got a lot of wards though. The Dongers have pink wards, and they have pink ward, like they have a map almost here, and they're in good spots. So they're definitely worth the 100 gold they invested into them at the moment, at least. And blue team, Paul's team needs to really start working on them. They got to get their jungle clear if they want to start catching some of these people. Blitzcrank coming up for against the Rengar, or Renekton, excuse me, able to pull him out, forces the ult. The tower gonna go down as Jinx, Lee Sin come in. Rengar coming in from behind, jumping on the Syndra, gonna get stunned up to the trap, and the pull over. Let's watch this fight. The pull over onto the Renekton. Renekton goes in. Quinn going down for the carries. Quinn gonna die to the Jinx. Jinx wasted the rocket though. Potentially could have used it for the Blitzcrank, and gets out safely.
There was another lack of communication there where, Renekton was fighting off people and everyone else went to go chase this wild Quinn.
Yeah.
But in the end, it doesn't matter because
No, you're good. Lee Sin went in a little bit too deep, and Jinx was able to come back in and kind of clean it up. LeBron not able to quite fight the Blitzcrank 1v1, so it's gonna trade out 4 for 4. A fairly successful fight, fairly interesting fight too.
And Braum needs to get rid of. I don't know if they saw this, but Braum needs to get rid of that pink ward that's in there.
That's a good point. I don't think he saw it.
Because those pink wards just stay up, and even if they don't see anything, at least you can be sure that they're not there.
Exactly. If he's not at his blue buff, that means he's, on the other side maybe, potentially. So lack of vision, or not lack of vision, but, knowing somebody's not in the place can definitely point to where they're potentially leaning. If your top lane's pushing in and your bottom lane's pushing in, and you don't see him in the top side jungle, there's a good chance he's coming down for that bottom gank. So that can be very, very useful information. Oh, the Lee Sin good pull the Syndra out. He just barely got that, not able to follow it up. Because Quinn and Tristana, they had a 1-3-1 split going on. So this is going to be a free tower for the blue side as Ringer comes in. Maybe not a free tower as Orianna gets the wombo combo with the Rengar. As the Rengar looks to fall, Jinx is being rather safe.
Start shooting things and not running around.
Jinx is running around the Blitzcrank, just about ready to kill her. It's getting close. Blitzcrank gonna be able to pull it down as Tristana was one auto attack away from getting stunned. The Blitzcrank hook gonna miss as Blitzcrank's passive goes off, keeps him alive. They're trying to stun him. One more auto attack will do it. Renekton just not quite reaching the Tristana as Lee Sin got there, able to finish her off. But here comes Orianna, full mana, full health. Lee Sin and Braum have to run. Quinn is still in the bot lane farming. That was a 4 for 5.
And Quinn's coming up to meet them, so this could turn out really bad for blue
Quinn's
team.
coming up to meet them with the with the passive movement speed from her ultimate, and she's gonna be able to bring down Lee Sin and clean up the Braum. So purple side Dongers starting to take this game. The misplay there, they were too far bunch and they allowed the Rengar Orianna combo to come in and really do some hurt.
Oh, and Rengar ulted, and they're going to go for Syndra, it looks like. I think she knows something's up, and
she smells it. She smells it. Oh no, she got pulled back in. What are we doing? Why are we watching Lee? Oh my god. That was my fault, guys. That was my fault. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Fuck. Alright. I had Lee selected from that last fight. That was some poor shit.
And there's another pull.
Oh my god, the Blitz is just going godlike on those pools, giving no hope to our blue side team. Every fight is just
there's something
starts
like
as a disadvantage.
Against Blitzcrank, you need that vision, and that's what I said. Like when you have to clear that pink ward, you have to clear every ward you see because you can't give them vision, and you have to keep your vision because they're that Blitzcrank is so like pick orientated.
Lee Sin still hasn't picked it up. Let's see if he will here. No, he walked right. Ooh, he got it.
There you go.
So good for the Lee Sin. Some cleared. Now we got some Dragon or some Baron kind of wards here, but the pink ward can see both of them, I believe. No, it can't see the one in the bush, but it can see the one up there by the pit potentially. So that could be cleared out here rather shortly. Which I'm surprised that pink ward's been there almost all game. Here Lee goes. Starting to get the vision control from that last fight. Ooh, some pings on Baron. They're looking to rush it. Quinn's in the bottom lane. She doesn't have a teleport. She's got the ultimate to move across. Blitzcrank's coming over for the vision. Gotta watch the pool though. A pool on the Braum will kill him. A pool on the Lee or Jinx are gonna get them killed as well. There they go. Lee Sin trying to come over to help. Kicks the Blitzcrank back. Bad mistake. Gets him killed. Now Braum, they're in trouble. Palsium is in trouble. On the run. The pool on the Braum. Gonna get him killed. Oh no, the ultimate keeps him alive for a second. The bullet strike taking him out. Tristana jumps in. She smells blood. Going in for the kill. The Blitz looking for another hook. Oh, the wall gets to Jinx. And Tristana picks her up. Oh my
Zonger's
god.
just has so much damage, and Angel's hooks are just so on point. Like
On
once they get hooked,
point.
there's nothing they can do.
Almost
They get hooked,
every
they're
hook. Yeah. Almost every hook. That's just it's ridiculous. Like he's going for the hook, he might or might not get it. No, he got it. That's what it is. Renekton doing a good job keeping the farm out. Yeah, that blitz is just nasty. I agree. Renekton coming in here, gonna be able to push the tower really well. Do his Qs still affect turrets, or has that been changed?
I don't think so. Yeah, they don't affect turrets.
Alright. So maybe not as much pushing potential as they used to have. But here we go, 4-man coming down in the jungle. Lee Sin just dodging a pool, but Tristana's there, trying to go in the blitzcrank. Good flash kick.
Yeah, that was a
gonna
nice
be able
kick.
to catch her. Syndra gonna be able to bring her down. Lee Sin securing it with the auto. Rengar tries to jump in. He gets stunned up and killed. Quinn now's the focus. 3 more autos to bring her down, but no, they decided to back off and go
Backing
back.
off, and I think they want to push mid, or I don't.
I think they
feel
want to
like they
reset.
didn't.
Brahm's getting caught here in the jungle. Here comes Lee. Lee's gonna get pulled in. Brahm
And that
looking to
shield's facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
One more on Blitz. Blitz just stunned up the Oriole. Gets 3 of them. Braum included. Braum's going to fall first. Nobody's on the Ori yet. There goes Ori to the Jinx. Jinx going to have the passes to come back in. And there we go. 4 for 2. Or 4 for 1. Excuse me. 4 for 2 as Quinn is able to bring it in.
Now it's a 5 for 2.
A 5 for 2. They ace them. They were behind 10k gold. 11, 12 gold maybe. And they aced them. This is ridiculous.
A really good teamwork coming out from Paul's team.
Great teamwork. I had to agree with that one immensely.
Coming back from a 10k gold deficit isn't easy, and especially winning those full-on fights, it's very hard.
Yeah, we're starting, gold deficit will stop matter here, well, we're still 20 minutes away from the gold deficit really not mattering anymore. But right now, the items are just close enough that they were able to get a good fight there in the jungle as the Dongers were not grouped and were able to just pick them off one by one. There we go, vision control. They should have seen that pink ward go down. I'm surprised they didn't clear it. The Blitzcrank taking a Q. They don't see the Blitzcrank is by himself. So he's going to be able to get that ward for free.
I just noticed that Tristana has that blue ward that a lot of ADCs pick up, so that they don't lose vision and that you can keep chasing it even in the jungle or in bushes.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first one I've seen. I haven't been really paying attention to trinkets this game. I probably should.
That has been the first blue trinket I believe we've seen all tournament. Somebody
yeah,
has to correct me if I'm wrong. They want to go look it up. But that's it. Oh, Quinn using her W. I don't know if she actually saw him yet as Braum tries to position. Didn't get it. Oh,
Yeah, I
Quinn
think they
keeping
know
him
that they're not.
distracted.
Yeah, they know they're bot, and they.
Yeah,
So
they're
run up
rushing
to the
down.
top.
Baron going down quickly. Baron. 4,000 health. Blue side's coming in here. Lee Sin going for the smite. He might or might not get it. Lee Sin might die first. Rengar trying is the focus. Rengar is dead. Smite still on Lee Sin. Lee Sin could come in here and smite this. Renekton guy, here's the throw.
But they might lose bot inhib.
They might lose bot inhib to the Quinn. Here we got 5 recall. Tristana gonna try to stop the backs here. Coming in. Lee Sin not dead yet. They're still fighting
Yeah,
with
and they lose the inhib for the Baron.
Yeah,
So it's an okay trade.
that is an okay trade. Renekton might get the Quinn though. That's huge. Tristana picks up the Lee Sin. We got 2 Baron buffs down. Now Dragon is open if Paul's team wants to take it. They have an inhib open and they have a not an inhib open, but they have an inhib they can pressure for.
Yeah.
They got a Dragon they can potentially position for. So
If blue team can take this inhib, then the trade is completely in their favor.
well, no,
But I don't think they will.
Quinn, Rengar, Blitz are both coming up and they don't know it. They don't see him. Here comes the Rengar and there goes the Jinx. The exhaust coming down. The Bolo missing. Jinx is trying to kite. The bad flash gonna get her not killed as she picks up. Excuse me, as Braum secures the kill and Rengar actually picks her up. Quinn was standing there the whole time but didn't even get an odd assist. So Braum's in a bit of trouble. Blitzcrank looking to CC him there. Might actually be able to kill himself. Nope, there goes the Quinn.
Oh,
Oh!
okay. Yeah, so the first attack that Braum gets hit by is nullified completely, so that's why he didn't die instantly.
Good point. That's a true point. Being, you know, making him expend as much effort as possible. So, alright, here we go. Back in. Here we got Quinn kind of patrolling the jungle, jumping in the Renekton. She's alone though. Here comes Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank and Orianna gonna miss the hook. That could have been deadly. Good thing they got out in time. That pink word gonna give him enough vision to get clear. So Izzy, what do you think now? We're 33 minutes into the game.
I don't know. So Paul's team has Varian, but Dongers has more turrets and they have more gold. So if they can keep getting these blitz picks, then I think eventually Dongers will win. But if oh wait.
Oh, we got a big fight here as the Oriole catches two. Lee Sin's on his way out to the stun Rengar. Rengar's stunned up. Jinx getting a good crit. Rengar one more do it. Jinx picks it up.
The resets.
Oriana's a new focus. Gonna get the Oriana. So Oriana goes down. Lee Sin just barely, or excuse me, Braum barely misses the Q on Tristana as Quinn come around. Quinn jumping right in on the Jinx. Jinx gonna fall, but they're gonna pick up Quinn in return. Blitzcrank also gonna fall as Lee Sin flashes out. Blitzcrank might not fall yet. Rengar was forced to flash to auto, and here comes Tristana trying to clean it up. Oh, the good Zanya's, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Tristana just has so much damage. Nope, not gonna matter. It's a 4 for 4, so still very even.
That's the risk with Syndra. If you use your ult to kill someone, then you can't kill the next threat. That's what we saw here. Syndra used her ult to kill Oriana, and then it wasn't up to kill Tristana, and Tristana at this point in the game does too much damage for Syndra to beat out with her spell rotation.
Paul's team might lose this inhib due to the fact that he had to defend the Nexus turrets. Yeah. So there's nothing he can do about that, unfortunately, for him. He wants to go in, but if he goes in, he's just gonna die and potentially lose more. So smart play by him. It's unfortunate for the team. Braum infinitely better than Blitz. Yeah, I agree on that one. I have to agree. Braum's infinitely better. Or maybe, are you being sarcastic over there?
I think he's being sarcastic.
I think he's being sarcastic. That is true. It all does depend on the skill. Braum's being really effective. Like, don't get me wrong, Blitzcrank is being really effective as well, picking off the fights. But once we're in the fights, Braum is just being just a monster and allowing those stuns. Those stuns have picked up so many kills. Now, don't get me wrong, Blitzcrank just had the god hooks. He's my MVP right now.
Yeah, Angels has been playing so well these past few games.
He's on fire, man. Those hooks just set up so much uneven fights that even the Braum stun is not going to be able to put you back from that. So
yeah, it's not even a matter of Braum versus Blitz. It's just what Blitz does well versus what Braum does well, and Blitz is just doing what he does well over and over again. And Braum can't really, like, Braum can't jump in and save anybody. Like, if you get Blitz pulled, you're dead in this case.
Yep, you're just straight up gone. Especially due to the Rengar, like the Rengar's just gonna execute you.
And Baron's up in 2 minutes now, so we might see the team move up for this. Who knows?
Who knows? I think if Paul's team makes another successful Baron attempt and gets away clearly, they could maybe turn something here. The middle inhib's not going to be up in time. But the bottom inhib...
And we did see Blitz pick up the Ohm Wrecker. So we might see them try to dive them at their Nexus turrets.
We have 3 turrets on the map left, guys. And Blitz picks up an Ohm Wrecker. My god, that dude has balls. Am I allowed to say that on stream? I hope so. Here comes a Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank Oriana combo, jumping in on the Jinx. The ultimate gonna hit 3 as Jinx gets put in. Jinx is on the run. Blitzcrank trying to kill her, gonna get the pullback. Jinx is just trying to live, not gonna get as Blitz knocks her up and down, and that should be the end of our game as Quinn comes in with the ultimate. Tristana though getting dangerously low, but not gonna happen as Quinn just comes in and sweeps it up. Tristana jumping in. Oh my gosh, Tristana didn't even fall, and that should be the end of game one in a crazy team fight. He actually was able to use the home wrecker. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Oh, we got you, G Fanny. We saw it on record with 3 turrets left. Don't worry.
Oh my god. Well, I have to say that coming back to us, but the Blitzcrank though, setting out those picks, it was the definite MVP for sure. That's my MVP right there, Blitzcrank. All right, guys. Ooh, I'm gonna hop down and spectate. Make sure we get Izzy in here. Izzy, make sure to
Oh,
get
yeah.
it. I'll be right back. I gotta fill up my water. I don't know if you can hear, but my throat is getting sore. So give me 1 second, guys. MVP 3 times in a row. I know, man. You just gotta stop hitting the hooks. Start playing a champion that doesn't have any like hooks or anything. Triss did go pretty ham. I don't know. That's actually a tough one. Izzy, what do you think?
Um, I don't. Triss went ham because Blitz got those hooks in. Like, yeah.
I'll be right back for myself. I guess you can make the final decision, Izzy. I leave it up to you.
I still give it to the support to Angel just because his plays were so much. He had so much impact. Like he showed how you can use Blitz in a to make your pick comp. Like you don't have to have a pick comp. You don't have to have Ari. You don't have to have Morgana, and have those like single target CCs. Uh, just get someone with a hook. And yeah, once again, guys, we do have giveaways going on during the stream. There is this Xorbee expert gamer chair giveaway, and for that one, tweet at ReadyUp Gaming and at my Xorbee, and use the hashtag at ReadyUp as long as tweeting a picture of your worst gaming chair, and the worst chair wins the prize. And same with the GamerModz $50 gift card. Uh, for that one, you just tweet a picture of your gaming setup and tweet that at ReadyUp Gaming and at GamerModz with the same hashtag, hashtag ReadyUp. And the best picture of the best gaming setup wins the $50 gift card. And GamerModz does well controller mods and stuff. So if you want a custom controller and stuff like that, go ahead and look them up. All of our sponsors are down here along with our website. So if you scroll down on the Twitch page, you can see the page for Xorbee, for GamerModz, and also Real Gamer Gear, who's giving out shirts and hats for the first place winners, along with the Riot points and the Triumphant Rise skin that first place gets. So yeah, that's what everyone's playing for. I believe it's $3,200, 3,200 RP. My bad. And the Triumphant Rise skin, and also the Gamer Gear shirt.
All right. Good stuff.
Also, remember tomorrow we do have the upper division, which is the Diamond and Challenger series, and there are no restrictions on that one. It's just called the upper division because we do have to have a lower division, and that one has restrictions, whereas the upper division has no restrictions. So if you want to play, go ahead and sign up on our website.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Are we ready? Phoenix, you might need to get down. What does the shirt look like?
Oh, sorry,
You,
my bad.
I was you know what they meant to send me one, but we never actually got a chance to really get it. I don't know exactly. I don't know. Is John in here? John, are you in here? Can you can you maybe give a description of the shirt? I think you've seen it. Maybe, maybe not.
I think John stepped out for a moment.
He might have stepped out, even though he just said Trist went ham. His baby's probably going ham. That's what's probably what's happening. Alrighty, so our team's ready to go. Paul. Pause, please. We were supposed to customize one. Alright, so did we not do it then? Okay. I don't know. Let John explain it. Anyways, are our teams ready? Are we ready? Let's find out. I'm ready to freaking watch some games, man. Alright, so we got one yes, and
It's
we
two
got two
yeses.
yeses. Let's do this. Yeah. Alright, man. I'm ready for this. This is game 2. Dongers up 1-0 against Falsies in a very spectacular game. Spectacular game. Let's get back in the champ select screen so you don't have to look at my ugly face for so long. And Izzy, walk me through these bands.
All right, so we have. Well, we don't have the TSM bands or CLG bands anymore. So we have Blitzcrank and Maokai, and obviously the Blitz was targeted at Angel's support.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna see both supports banned out. Is that respect or is that fear? Izzy, what do you think? Respect or fear?
Definitely respect for that. His scary Blitz and Thresh plays.
Oh that's a good point. I'm gonna have to agree with that one. I'm gonna have to agree with that one. So we'll see. So we got the Gragas banned out as well. JB, I think that's up to you. I don't know if we can influence that too much.
Yeah.
Nah.
I actually had that happen once.
Dang.
I played in a tournament, and my AD carry was just at the time was really bad with hooks. And he would always get grabbed. So we planned out Blitz and we planned out Thresh, and then the enemy bot lane picked support Nautilus, and he just like got hooked every single time.
Oh man. Alright, Tristana. First pick out here. I like it. You know, they've been having trouble with potential hooks, with potential, you know, positioning errors, and Tristana can help them. Also, it takes away the Tristana from the enemy Dongers.
Yeah, and that's another thing you can do. If you're blue side, since you have first pick, instead of banning something out, just take it for yourself.
Yep. You know, I agree with that. That's a very strong pickup, number 1. Very
so blue
strong.
side essentially has 4 bans because they can do their 3 bans and then they can take away whatever they want to.
So we see a Warwick coming out here first, looking to be in the jungle, and a Sona coming in here. We may see another lane switch up.
Yep. And this is what we saw last time when they banned out
The hooks.
when they banned out Angel's Thresh. They just went with GZ with support.
That is true. I remember that in the last game, and it looked like she did Sona that game as well. She's gonna do Sona this game. So we'll see what happens. Here we got Ahri. Here we go. Now we're seeing the Ahri back in. They were afraid of the Syndra, or they respected the Syndra, whichever one you want to call it. And here, ooh, and the Kha'Zix. Now with the Kha'Zix isolation changes, this should be interesting. Liking the Jarvan hover though. There it is, locked in. Ahri Jarvan, I like it. Everyone saw my Ahri background, right? I just want to make sure. Because that is sick as well. Ahri is favorite champion right there, and I love it. Angel is actually gonna do Mundo. Wow, this is surprising. So, looking up in here, I guess a little bit of disrespect coming out of the team. But,
It
you
looks
know,
like an old Season 2 lane with Sona Ezreal poke comp.
yeah, for sure. I can see that. I can see that as well. I don't know if they'll keep the Ezreals. He's not exactly, I think, the strongest in that situation. No, he went to Zed. He went back to the Zed. So it looks, I think they have this set up because last time they did Corki Sona. This time they're doing
Right.
Ezreal Sona.
You have that poke lane, and then that's it. And then they're just gonna have, just poke everyone down and do a lot of damage.
A big thing though is there's no tanks yet for the purple side. So
Yeah.
they're gonna need a Shyvana or something, and the Trundle preemptively picked. against that Shyvana. It's a very smart champion select move. Paul's team definitely has thought into that comp. It looks like he realized the same thing we did. And we'll see if the Dongers actually stick with the Shyvana or if they move it off to someone else. So Maokai's been banned out by their own hand. What other options does he have? Maybe an Aatrox, maybe an Irelia, maybe even a Mundo, because that's health. That's a lot of health more than this. Oh, Ajax, good pick.
Yeah, so they have that late game Jax, but Jax has also been nerfed from his having his early game. I think he has less health now.
Yep. But I think he has better scaling. I'm not sure on the health. Oh, the Tryndamere though, that's an interesting pick. I'd be surprised to see him actually lock that in. Okay, actually locks it in with Exhaust Ignite. He's going to try to punish that Trundle early. So we'll see about this. Now, I like the REZ matchup though. This is a classic matchup. You saw it a lot in Season 3. It's a fun matchup. It's very skill based. If dodging the shadow dodges, the RE charms, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see. So Izzy, what are your thoughts? Who's gonna win?
I don't know. Last game was really close up until the second half of the late game, where Dongers were just able to like keep their lead. But up until that point, everything was really close, and I feel like if Paul's team would have gotten the lead, then they would have won. So it's all about who can close the game out the best.
It's a fair assessment. It's a very fair assessment. Our game was what, almost even, 25 minutes in, or just just even. There was no team at a really discernible advantage, and then a little bit of slip ups threw it in the Dongers' favor. So maybe it comes back around. Maybe it'll go in Paul's favor this time, which would be an interesting thing to see. I would enjoy seeing a game 3. I'm hoping for game 3. I usually don't hope for a team to lose, but if there's a time, baby, give me game 3. You know?
Yeah, definitely. So watching these games is really exciting.
It's exciting. It is, even for lower level. You know, it's exciting. I enjoy it.
The beginning of that first game was really close, and everything was just so back and forth.
Lots of excitement, lots of engages. Or not like EU over here, guys. We like our fights, and we like them dirty. For those of you who might not understand that, LCS, EU, they don't know how to close out games, they don't know how to fight. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit biased in here about regions. We even had an EU team try to join, which is weird.
Yeah.
But, they might not be all together over there. No offense to anybody from over there. But on those servers, I don't know if they're all there.
Yeah, and I don't think we can give prizes out to like the regions anyways. So.
It has to be NA, unfortunately. I would have liked to see an 8th team, but it ended up working out just fine. We had 4 buys given out. We were able to get all the games casted that we wanted to. We're actually 100% on schedule. We're actually a little bit ahead of schedule. No, we're 100% on schedule right now. Even picking up the extra 2 games. Well, technically extra game, I think. I'm not sure. Either way. Looking good. Alright, so Tryndamere going to be very aggressive in lane against the teleport Trundle.
Yeah, he took the exhaust ignite, so he's looking to kill and he's looking to fight a lot.
He just can get in there and start smacking. That'll be an interesting lane to watch. I think that's our lane to watch, and mid lane's our lane to watch. I don't think the jungle's going to do much. I think they're both going to farm, kind of peek out here and there at opportunities. and then kind of duck back in and kind of wait for 6 each. Now Jarvan might be the one to go against that and look for some good ganks up in the top lane, especially. Just due to the fact that that's going to be the lane pushed in the most here. So I think it's going to be interesting. Especially going to be interesting. There we go. We're going to like, I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. These guys, that first game was really back and forth.
It was. It was back and forth. It was just so close. They just weren't able to quite, or not weren't able. One team was able to get the advantage, and they
Yeah,
rolled off of it.
and
That's
that's
what
how late
happened.
game is. It's all about who can get that last advantage and who can get the most kills in the last team fight. Because really, like those death times are so long that if it's 3v2, that three-man team has so much more an advantage than the two-man team does.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Blitz definitely played a big part in setting those opportunities up. Without Blitz, maybe more conventional support like a Sona, you wouldn't have had those opportunities, and the game might have gone in the other direction because they were able to force favorable fights for themselves and unfavorable fights for their opponents, and that kind of just turned the game. So we'll see how the Sona kind of plays into that now. Even though they got the lane swaps, I guess we might see some of the same type of stuff. So hopefully another very close game. Oh, I see we got the purple caster minions against
Oh yeah, we have that. Now we have the
the
Aspen versus.
roses now. I wouldn't even, they're not even roses. They're just red flowers with like little thorns on them. So this should be a fun, interesting game. I'm excited. Game 2. We could possibly be crowning a winner after this game. Possibly casting another one. So, anything can happen. And it should be a lot of fun. So let's get in. Gameplay, here we go, underway. We're moving. Looks like we got Paul, please team, doing what they can down here in the bot lane. And they look like they want to counter this invade. Donger's deciding to go for more passive level 1. They got the good ward in the
Yep.
bush though. They
Yeah,
see it
good defense
coming.
wards.
Paul Sleeze doesn't know this is coming. Tryndamere still in the top lane. He has no way to get to this fight. Ezreal gave it away though. They know they're there. Ezreal gave it away. It's a 4-on-5. Zed's starting to poke. They're starting to whittle him down. Ezreal missing the Q. Jarvan getting some vision over there. Smartly realizing that they're probably not gonna be able to force that and backing off. Ooh, Zed's coming around though. We may see a counter invade
Yeah, I think
here.
we're gonna see a counter invade. It looks like.
Warwick's not quite positioned for it, but Zed still is. Should be interesting. Lots of pings going down. Warwick might be trying to figure out where the wards are, and he might come in and try to steal something. Here they go again. Alright, so pretty standard stuff. Jarvan going down, checking for vision with the flag. Tryndamere hiding up here in the bush. This could turn into something. This could turn into something big right here. Nope, he kind of gave it away. But
Yep.
alright. I always see some standard stuff, nothing too fancy. Oops, I have Trundle. How did I get these backwards? So, Tryndamere already started to put that pressure on. Very aggressive early. Stacking that fury, getting the crits. Crits are definitely doing their work though. He even started spin, he didn't start Q. Level 2 pretty much even in the mid lane. Ari a little bit ahead maybe.
And
With
there's the
a
Ari charm.
big charm. Big charm. That's how she'll
And
win
there are
that
those
lane.
Tryndamere crits putting in work.
The Tryndamere crits definitely being hurtful. Here comes Trundle trying to survive under turret, and he's gonna be able to get some of that health back. But how much is the question? Bot lane already pushed in. Jarvan looking up for that top lane as Warwick's just clearing red. Jarvan's gonna have a small window here to take this if he wants to. Here comes the Jarvan and the exhaust goes down. There goes the ignite. One more hit will do it. Jarvan misses the pop-up but is able to finish the kill. Given the
1-for-1 trade.
1-for-1 trade, the assist goes over to Trundle. Tryndamere will be farther ahead in that lane, but Trundle did get some gold from it, so that's what counts. Warwick coming around for a counter though. Warwick actually going in for a gank. Looking.
If Jarvan really wanted to, he could buy a pink and just sit on this Tryndamere and just. No.
Ahri missing the charm. The Zed coming in. Ahri has to flash as Warwick throws a Q out and forces her home. No, but I agree. Jarvan could get the pink and just sit up there on that lane. Be a smart strategy to get that snowballing. If they can force Tryndamere behind, he'll just gonna be worthless in fights. The scary part is the even Tryndamere. So here we go.
One of those champions you want to keep down, because they have to spend the whole game farming, and then while they're farming, then you hopefully
take objectives, take towers, inhibitors, dragons, barons, the likes. But Tryndamere just throwing down. He's gonna get the jump reset. He decided not to use it. He had enough crits for it, so maybe he forgot it was up or didn't see it. Not able to finish it off, but forcing Trundle back yet again. Trundle's got the teleport up though, so he's not gonna miss any of these waves. And Jarvan's waiting to come in on this. Tryndamere has no clue. Let's go up and watch this. Here comes Trundle coming in. Here comes Jarvan coming in again. The Trundle pillar accidentally placed. Tryndamere has to go under turret, jumping over the wall. The Jarvan's gonna be ineffective, but Jarvan's chasing after him, looking for it. And in the bottom lane, we got Warwick coming around as well. Jarvan's still looking for it. It may or may not get this. The Trundle pillar not up yet. Trying to finish off a few more autos as Ahri circles around.
Oh, and that charm lands.
And lands it. And here we see Warwick in the bottom lane, not able to get successful gank yet because they have absolutely 0 CC. That was a bit of a I think a mistake by the Warwick against Tristana and Nami, who have lots of movement speed, who have a jump, and having no CC in your lane. I mean, he doesn't have a Thresh hook, he doesn't have a Blitz hook, he doesn't have a Leona snare.
Yeah, definitely. If Warwick wants to gank this ball lane, he's gonna have to hit level 6 first.
That was a bit of a wasted time. Not a worry. After that, so Tristana and Nami didn't take any damage, and they're just sitting in lane just fine. Sona's running third on mana, starting to come back. No more poke coming out from Nami or from Triss, so they're able to keep their safe. Jarvan, a failed gank mid lane, out of the shadows. Zed gets out from the shadows, excuse me. But the Ahri damage is just huge. I'm surprised they let that go through again. It's a big deal. So Ahri could be the deciding factor in this series.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about having that comfort pick versus having, you know, something that's in flavor, and oftentimes, especially in these lower brackets, having that comfort pick is a lot more important than giving your opponent like the OP champion.
For sure. I think if Paul's team wins this, it's gonna be because Ahri snowballs the game for him. If they end up winning it, that's what's gonna be it. At least that's what I see going now. Tristana may be able to pick up some kills against the Ezreal. That's Ahri getting the damage. Zed going in. Ahri not gonna die from him. Still has 2 charges left. Still has a charge left. Uses the charge. Goes in, gets a Q. Jarvan gets the knockup and is gonna be able to. No, he's not gonna be able to finish off. He's not 6. Zed forced to flash though. Bit of a just one auto from Ahri or from Jarvan would have finished it off, but just not able to come out of that gank with the kill. Jarvan was missing 6 by just half a wave of minions. I just wasn't able to pick it up. Very unfortunate. Bot lane, pretty quiet. Top lane, pretty quiet as well. Trundle seems to be content with farming the jungle, while Tryndamere freezes the lane. that's probably not going to work out for him very well as he's not falling further and further behind, now 30 CS almost behind.
This channel needs to do more just to keep this Trindamere in check.
I think we're going to see a Zed roam here. He's heading on his way bottom. Warwick's also in the area. The ward is not going to spot him out. He goes through the bush. He gets clear. A ping on Dragon. But I'm not sure they know they're both there. They ping there, so they might. Tristana a bit out of position, but Sona's not 6 to capitalize on it. Warwick coming back in for the Ahri. Warwick is 6. Ahri gonna get out safely. Actually, she got saved by her Jarvan, her jungler, telling her to come get the blue buff. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. It's just the timing.
That's just
I
impeccable
wonder if
timing.
Warwick will think that there's wards now because of Ahri's movements, or just
That's true.
He's just moving there to get
Yep.
buff.
Trundle's still having a bunch of problems in the top lane. I don't think he's that far behind though. I think
Yeah, I
he's
feel like
playing way
Feels
too
more
far back.
behind. Yeah, exactly.
Here comes the Ezreal ult. Has to blow it to clear the wave. Ahri getting some good damage down on. Didn't take any herself. Forcing Zed out of the fight. Here comes Trundle Jarvan up towards Trindamere. Trindamere's just had that lane frozen the whole time. Good lane control by the top laner for the Dongers. But here comes Jarvan. I think it would be a mistake to dive this here, because he's just gonna live now. Now that Trindamere is above 6, there's just no reason to go in.
Yeah, that window of opportunity to just completely destroy Trindamere is over, and now they have to deal with this.
Yep. For sure. Trindamere buying just the swords, not actually putting any of them into anything yet. So we'll see. He's probably going for, I would imagine, a Bilgewater. Maybe. I'm not sure why you would buy 3 or 3 swords. Not doing, but here comes Trindamere trying to kite around. Trundle gonna block himself out with his own pillar. And Trindamere forced out. Ahri's still kind of winning that mid lane. Well, not, I wouldn't say winning. She's a kill up, but she's 20 CS down, so it's rather even. Oh, the charm! Lands it. Here comes Warwick with the ultimate. Zed, the Hex Drinker, gonna keep him safe as Ahri forced to use her ultimate there. You know, unfortunate for her, she's not gonna be able to pick up the Zed kill with it. She might have if she kind of went the other direction and got a little bit greedy. But the Jarvan's circling around, wants to look for it. Jarvan's still there, still waiting. Nope, too late. He missed it by a few seconds again, so very small windows here that are.
Oh, there goes the Sona ult.
Sona ult followed by the Ezreal ult, which missed thanks to a Triss jump, so. Mid tower though might be going down. Warwick does not have much wave clear. Jarvan missed the knockup, is going to suffer because of it. He could go down here. Jarvan with a huge misplay. Getting killed under turret. I don't even think they would have got him, even if he did knock him up. But bottom lane is starting to roll. They're 22 CS up. Even though top lane's getting killed, top lane's getting just crazy killed. Trundle is still a strong impact. His ultimate allows him to do that. And solid pillars can block him out. Warwick, no ult yet. Ult just came up. There it goes. Tristana, good flash to the exhaust, gonna keep her back. The jump might give her enough range. The heal definitely gonna give her enough range out of there. And was not able to pick up the kill, but forced him back on her tower as Zed looks to come in here and sweep it up. But decides against it. Now this is a dragon opportunity potentially missed. Nope, here they go. Going for the dragon. They realize bot lane both have to back. Jarvan's not in a really good position to kind of stop it. So that should be an uncontested dragon as Ahri comes in the top lane for a gank. Trindamere in a little bit of trouble. Trundle force a flash from the Ignite exhaust. And Ahri, she might not even get anything herself. Ahri could be forced to use her Spirit Rush here. As Trindamere barely lives from
Ah,
that.
no. That hit of Spirit Rush got out.
It did, and without Spirit Rush, he would have been free. He would have been gone. Ari almost missed it. She was trying to save that Spirit Rush for the mid lane against Zed.
Yeah, and Trundle's lack of farm is really hurting him. If he had like a Cutlass or something, he would be able to prevent this Tryndamere from taking tower, because like his bites just don't do anything to Tryndamere at the moment.
That's true. And Tryndamere actually decided to just upgrade into a Hydra. He had that much farm. He's been up there free farming all game. He has the most CS. He's gonna be exceptionally scary. For those curious, he has 5,000 gold. To the next highest is 4,000. So that puts it into some perspective. So I think the Zed build is rather standard here. I think we've seen him rush Hex Drinker, Brutalizer every time.
And we see that when the shield pops up, it's really big.
That's true. It's definitely made or broke situations he's been in. Trundle's still having problems. Jarvan looking for a gank here, but I don't know if he'll get it. The Tryndamere ult is still down though. They might not know it. They might be waiting for the damage. Tryndamere gonna get out. The Tryndamere ult is not up yet. It's maybe 10 seconds. Good timing window. I wonder if they were watching the cooldown timers. Here comes Sona looking for it. The good Nami ult to cancel that out, but the Ezreal ult forces the flash out of Nami. The Tristana almost killed her support by knocking him into it, but the Nami, good Nami heal, good heads up play, keeps her alive. The Nami gonna come back in and take the bubble. Zed's coming in. Tristana may or may not get it. She did get the kill, but the Zed is gonna kill her with the ultimate. Oh, excuse me. Zed's gonna kill her with the ignite. The ultimate was not enough yet. Jarvan going in. Jarvan's already half health. Jarvan's gonna get focused down by the Warwick, and Ari is now forced to run away.
I don't think Jarvan expected that much damage. He went in and then instantly died.
I don't know. I think he might have gotten a missed call on the ultimate. His team might have told him his Warwick ult was down, and that's why he went in.
Yeah, and also Ari had no mana, so even if he expected a follow up, Ari couldn't have done anything. There was nothing Ari could have done.
That's true. It's very true. Ari forced back here. Zed looks to take another turret. Oh, almost out the back. Wasn't quite able to get it, but is going to take that bottom turret. Now the mid turret, only Jarvan's coming up. Jarvan doesn't have enough wave clear for that. So he's not going to be able to take that either. Oh, Zed actually wasn't able to get it. Not the biggest thing in the world, but is able to prevent it. Oh, Zed almost dying to the Tristana Nami combo down bottom, but barely managed to get out. That Hex Drinker, again, saving his life. We see Jarvan going around on the Tryndamere. The Sona's there to help. Sona doesn't have ultimate though. I'm not sure if they know. Oh, a good ultimate by Jarvan, containing them both. The Sona's gonna go down first. The Tryndamere coming down. Ari's trying to pick him up. The good Trundle pillar. Ari misses the charmer again though. Trundle able to pick him up, and they're starting to turn that around. The gold coming back to even.
Trundle's slowly getting back into this game. Oh, and that's a nice ultimate from Tristana. Taking the Warwick ult and shooting him away before he can get his ult off.
Yeah, Zed trying to get some stuff in. Alright, looks like Trundle gonna be try to knock down this turret. He should have enough Q damage. Tryndamere is racing around out there. I'm not sure he's gonna get there. He's not gonna get there in time. Trundle should be able to get it in and out. And blue team, who were behind, I think, are turning this around.
Definitely, that's I think what I was saying before. It was like it just depends who gets the lead in this matchup. Like they both obviously have the skill to play their champ, play the game, and it's all about who can get the gold and who use it wisely.
That's true. This is very true. Now Trundle isn't so far behind as he was, and he might be able to start 1v1 in the Tryndamere. Up in the top lane. Here comes Jarvan though. Trundle, get the Jarvan, look a result. Jarvan prepared for it. Trundle flashes right over with him. Here comes the ultimate. Trundle still trying to knock him down, but nobody's low enough for Tryndamere to pick it up, and Tryndamere's in trouble. He's gunned by the skin of his teeth, and now Paul's team is in trouble as Jarvan and Trundle got collapsed on. Here comes Ari support. Sona's out of position. Ezreal's gonna pick up the Jarvan with a good ultimate. Trundle trying to get him. Tristana had a good knockback, keeping him stunning it, pinned against the wall. Tristana flashing over the Trundle pillar, and the Hexdrinker keeping him alive at the moment. No vision in the bush, so she had to face check it, but was able to finish him off with one auto.
And that's a situation where you could see the blue trinket used, like you blue trinket the bush, and then you're good. You don't have to risk going in and face checking the bush.
That's true. That's very true. The blue trinket would have been helpful. Now Dragon's open here. Let's see if Paul's team takes it, or if they just decide to take it.
Careful here.
Triss does have to be careful. I don't know why Trundle's backing. Trundle's about ready to give up the Dragon opportunity. Dragon opportunity is pretty much gone now. So they ended up getting nothing on that push. It's a bit of a misstep.
I think that blue team doesn't know that Dragon's up, or they don't want to like risk checking it because they don't have vision of it.
That's true. That's true. But they're gonna give it up now. Unfortunately,
yeah.
If they would have gone right for it and checked, they could have still tried to position for that tower. And so now they're forced to fight this undermanned because Trundle's top with no teleport. And Jarvan goes in early, a little bit early, but gets a nice contain, followed by an Nami ult and a double bubble to Thum. But the focus is on the Zed. Warwick's gonna be able to smite the Dragon out and get out free. Zed's still not in too much trouble. He's looking to come over and assassinate. Tryndamere gonna get the good slow. And now Paul's team almost just threw the game with that. This depends on how many people they are able to get out. Ari able to almost get the Warwick. Sona with the nice save. Gonna keep him alive. Tryndamere looking to do some damage. Tryndamere ulted early. He's able to get the Jarvan with some burn, but Ari's able to pick him back up. So it's a good 1-for-1 trade, even though they lost Dragon.
Blue team got so many more assists than the Tryndamere did. So it was a pretty good trade for them.
It was a great trade for them, except they probably, like, in that situation, it was a good trade. Now, they put themselves in that situation, so in that sense, it wasn't a good trade. They potentially could have had the Dragon uncontested, plus lose nobody. Instead, they went 1-for-1 and lost the Dragon. In the situation, they could have lost 3 or 4, if you kind of get my meaning there. So, blue team kind of coming out a bit lucky with that, where Paul's team, they could have had further losses than what they just did. And instead of just even out the gold, everyone reset, and now we get to have fun next time. Pharaoh Flare on the Warwick, nice and procced up. Scott at the moment, let's see if we can find him. How many stacks is? He's got 29 stacks on the Flare, so he's gonna be snacking for a bit. Sona getting the vision control of the Baron area, keeping it clear. We gotta look for probably the Dongers to take Baron at the moment they get it. Blue team, Paul's team has absolutely zero word coverage. They're almost completely blind. Now here they start to go with Jarvan's help, but it's a little bit too little. They need some more pink words, and they have 0 on them. Actually, excuse me, Jarvan has 1. He seems to be their only ward source at the moment, as Nami's out of wards and hasn't gone back. So, what do you think of the double Hydra? Is that too much Hydra? Not enough tank? Izzy? I lose you?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just asking, what do you think about the double Hydra here?
I muted myself and forgot to unmute it. Yeah, I think they have to rely more on splitting because they don't really have a tank, right? So they have to use Tryndamere to split these lanes. And that double Hydra, I mean, Zed has a Hydra for the burst, right? Because he can rocket drain his ult.
Yep.
There's a kill. That already big.
It's a huge kill on the Warwick. Gonna follow into a kill on the Zed. Actually, no, Zed's gonna pick up the Trundle before he goes down, as Ezreal almost picked up another one. But that's a 4-for-1 there as Tryndamere's banging on this tower, and they're not gonna lose the turret, but they might be able to pick up the Tryndamere. Now, if they can pick up the Tryndamere, that could be a very easy Baron call. So Jarvan gonna face check it, does not use the flag to check. Are you gonna get the good charm? But oh, force a flash over Tryndamere. Tristana forced to jump Tryndamere, getting the slow, and they kited him expertly. Good kill by Jarvan.
Dabbed in the back.
Expert kites. Quick flashes, quick jumps, able to keep him, which could have, he could have snowballed off that, but definitely kept him at bay. So, well done by Tristana and Ahri, and good communication there.
Yeah, but even though Tryndamere died, he did get the turret, and that just shows, like I was saying, like, the double Hydra stuff. Yeah, as long as Tryndamere can keep hitting turrets when he dies, and eventually get inhibs, it's sort of a worthwhile trade because it helps Purple Team inch closer to victory. So even though Tryndamere is dying a lot, in the end it doesn't matter too much if he keeps getting these objectives as he's dying. Once he starts dying for nothing, then it's different.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, sorry about the noise, guys. There's some people playing foosball. Not much I can do about it. But anyways, we'll try to go around it. Hopefully you can tough through it for the moment. It's louder over here, I promise. Alright, Izzy, so we're again almost even. 25 minutes into the game. Even though the kills aren't quite even, the dragon controls and the towers have made it the goal just about even. Which team do you think has the advantage at the moment? Oh, I had to hold that thought for a second as a good bubble lands down, and Jarvan able to take the Sona down. No, not able to get the Sona. The heals go through it. The Nami falls first to the Ezreal. Warwick gets killed in revenge. Ahri, forced out of the fight earlier, gonna get killed by an Ezreal.
Get killed by Ezreal.
And Tristana looking to jump. Tristana is just starting to go run the train. And that's a huge 2 for 3. Here we go. Trundle, I don't know why he's running. Trundle, just smack him down.
Yeah, I think Trundle has to stop being scared and fight this Tryndamere. Like, I'm pretty sure he could have handily won that.
Yeah, that's... I think he's just a little bit too afraid from earlier. He got too much into his head, and he ended up losing the tower for that, and not getting the kill back. Little bit of a misstep.
Yeah, because Trundle's Q does take away Tryndamere's AD, so even though Tryndamere has all this AD stacked up, Trundle's all about, sapping your opponent, so he steals their stats pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. And Nami the good thing though is now we're seeing this ward start to come out for Paul's team. They're starting to get that vision control. Nami not quite able to get that last one. Oh, but she might pay for it with her life. Tryndamere trying to look in to kill her. The missed bubble though, gonna keep Tryndamere on the hunt as he almost threw and just tries to take her. He's gonna spin and get her. Trundle and Jarvan around the chase, but that's pretty much it. Tryndamere's gone. Good thing to note out from the chat though is Fury Not Fury did point out that Zed should probably have a Bork over Hydra.
Well, the reason you get Hydra now instead of Bork is that they changed the Bork passive, so it does, instead of 15, I think it does 10% now. So it does slightly less damage, and I think people like the math, and like 10% is equal to the amount you pretty much do from Hydra. Like once you start building a bunch of AD. So it's more of a, I guess, preference thing, really. I personally prefer the Hydra now because it gives you that extra AD and it gives you that split push power. Yeah, but the Bork has lost a lot of its power because of that nerf.
Fair enough. I guess there's extra options then. For maybe a mid laner Zed. We just saw kind of what seemed to be a pissing contest between the two teams as a few ultimates were blown rather abruptly and uselessly as the Zed went in full ultimate on the Jarvan, which did absolutely nothing. Which, if they fight with that cooldown timer down, there may be something here, but getting caught in the jungle, Nami's gonna go down very quickly, but Warwick gonna pay for it as well. Tristana's just sitting on the edge, dealing damage to just Tristana jumping in at a bad moment, having the flash out. Now she's got no escape.
Oh, and the static shift proc.
Able to proc the static shiv off the wolves to pick up the kill. As Ezreal gets charmed, Zed's looking to come back over the wall. If Tristana's not careful, she might get turned on. But that's a free Baron if this team wants it. It does not look like they're going for the Baron. I don't think any of our teams know the Baron spawned yet. But it's there. I promise you guys. I promise it's there. All you gotta do, so they might get this turret. Zed doesn't have too much wave clear. Ahri's out of mana. Tristana has double buffs. So they may or may not get something here. I scratch out on the wave clear. They're not gonna get the turret. They're just gonna miss it. That's another miss objective from it. There's the ping on Baron. It's a little bit late. Everybody's back up. They're not going for Baron. Now they may get the pink ward. They are gonna get no. Ahri's just gonna spawn.
Okay, there we go.
There he goes.
Yeah.
I was afraid for a second. I thought she was gonna back out. But alright, so the vision control, you know, they're winning these fights. Paul's team's winning these fights, as noted by the 10 kills they're up. But they're not able to secure any objectives from it. They haven't secured any towers, any dragons, any barons from fights like that.
And somebody needs to help this poor Nami clear this bottom wave, because Nami just doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, Nami's one of the worst wave clears ever. So it's a good Ahri Jarvan, gonna kind of help her out. She's getting in a bit over her head, so good job, team. So now we see Warwick starting to get a little bit more tanky.
Yeah, but Tristana did pick up that Quicksilver Sash, so that Warwick ult, that Zed ult, one of those will be nullified. Unless I use them at the same time. Then both of them will be nullified.
That's true. That's true. I did not see her pick that up. It's a very smart item pickup. In all honesty, she actually, if she really wanted to go meta, she maybe even could have looked at Zonya's, but AP Tristana is real. Maybe not at this point, but that would have been some next level stuff. I can't wait to see a team do that. Anyways, we got a 5-man push and Charm just missing the Tryndamere. I don't think Tryndamere is the guy you really want to be too focused on. They really need to get rid of that Zed. Tryndamere does have the most kills, so I will give him that. Bubble, barely missing. Here comes the counter. More vision control. Seems to be the game. Dongers look like they're screw vision control. We're going for that tower. Decide to back out. Dragon's still in a minute 20. So Warwick gonna get caught out by himself. Decides not to quite go in on it. Jarvan gonna jump on the Zed. Zed's not shadowing away. He decides to go in on the Ahri. Ahri's gonna Zonya's through the damage and come back in. Warwick going down. This is a big mistake by the Dongers here. Tryndamere is not even with the team. There's the Baron. There's a Baron. Come on, guys.
You saw that Quicksilver Sash being used.
Yep, being used very effectively. Tristana was not affected by it. Any of the ultimates. And was just able to deal damage. And that's wrong. So Tristana is actually the snowball here. I was wrong. It wasn't Ahri. I'll scratch that. Oh, Jarvan might die. You guys still got it though. Just smite it. There we go. Trundle able to push back the Tryndamere finally in the bottom lane. And if I was a Trundle, I'd be like, I know I'm not ahead, but I'm not that far behind.
Yeah.
I can hold my own under a tower. So he's got to be thinking that. If he wants to kind of hold off this split push. Dragon's up 15 seconds. Let's see if Paul's team has a timer. They still have map. They still have the map pressure, the map positioning. Tryndamere in the top lane. No teleport, nothing to get. Should just be a free dragon. Dragon's up. Nobody's reacting. There goes Nami. Nami's moving towards it. Ahri's coming down. Tristana's heading for it.
Yep, and I think Trundle's moving up top lane now to stop.
Trundle is moving top lane. He does not have a teleport though either. So they don't want to trade drag for inhibitor. But it looks like Dongers are just going to back off. They're only 5,000 gold down, but they are not. And actually, you know, I realize that our Paul's team has started to take the gold lead. they were behind for the most part.
Yep. But even then, like that. Well, now that's a 7K gold lead, but that's not that big of a difference now in the game.
That is correct. And here we go. Here we see that Trundle Tryndamere. He's holding his own in the tower. He might be able to stop it. He's trying to block the clear. Tryndamere's just going to sack himself for that. That's not worth it in my opinion. As now here comes Trundle, doesn't have the teleport up yet. If he did, that would be a 5v4 under the inhibitor turret. It said, try to find a spot to clear that. Try to find the time. He does actually have some more wave clear. I was saying he didn't, but he actually does. I was mistaken. Oh, Jarvan going in on the Zed. The Zed just gonna get stunned up and just fall. The Warwick tries to go in and just gets absolutely repelled. Gonna fall down as Tristana flashes for some reason to secure the kill, I guess. And turns back on the tower. Now we see the inhibitor going down, and this could very well be the game. The Trundle teleport's still a few minutes off. Ezreal is the only one up. Tryndamere's coming up in 4 seconds. He has no ult. They could have stayed. With the Baron buff, they could have stayed. But they're playing cautious. They decided to back out, go home, reset, buy some items, and come back in.
Yeah, blue team has made a pretty good, nice gold lead, and they probably have a lot of gold pockets they want to spend. Yep,
Now
just on picked up Mercurial Scimitar.
Mm-hmm. That's up to them. It's up to them to finish it off. Right now, it is their game to lose. I think they kind of left a turret sitting there, a Nexus turret at least, potentially even the game sitting there. It was 4v2 with Baron buff, so that could have been a potential mistake.
Yeah, and Tristana also has that bloodthirst, so that shield that it gives now is going to be a little bit more damage that you have to break through.
And here we see Trundle Tryndamere going at it. The Thornmail. Let's see how well it does. Trundle holding his own. He might have this. Maybe, maybe not. Starting to kite. He's going. He's flashing out. He could come back in now. He's got the advantage now that the ult's down. But he decides to back off and go heal. Tryndamere might be able to push down that inhibitor before Trundle gets back. Yeah, Trundle smacking on the inhibitor. Or excuse me, Tryndamere is. We're watching the fight here at the bottom lane though as Warwick taking a lot of damage. Jarvan going in. The Sona all preemptively stops the Jarvan. Keeps her alive. The Tristana gonna get killed by the Zed ultimate as Zed gets out barely by a nice heal from the Ezreal. Gonna keep him alive, and Ezreal. Nami gonna be able to pick up the Ezreal. Jarvan able to pick up the Zed as well, and this should be an inhibitor for him.
Okay.
Tryndamere coming in though. Tryndamere no ult. They don't know that yet. That's what they do. Now they do. Tryndamere's getting focused down inside the bubble, and this should be a turret. This should be game. There's 18 seconds before the support. Here comes Trundle teleporting in. We could be going to a game 3. 10 seconds, Sona. 12 seconds, Warwick. We are going to a game 3. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Great series. We got ourselves a finals. Well done, Paul's team. Heaving it in. Alrighty, let's get these teams. Let's take a 2-minute break. Let the teams talk about what happened. Let them strategize. Looks like they already got the game set up and everything, so that's good. Let's get everybody in. Now that is a game. Back to us. Sorry about all that tapping, guys. This should be over now. So we're looking good. I mean, that was a finals. This is a finals, baby. Let's take a 2-minute break, guys. Let's take a small break. 2-minute break. 2-minute break, guys. 2-minute break, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, it's a small break. Have everyone give the teams time to talk over their strategies.
Times to talk, all that stuff. If anybody wonders why a 2-minute break, it's because the teams have been out for 3 minutes. And so 2 minutes makes 5 minutes total. See? But anyways. Alright, Izzy, I'll be back real quick.
All right.
I got some pizza here. And dude, I'm so fat right now. I'm just eating everything. I had these noodles earlier and all that stuff. So I'll be right back. Give your thoughts about that game. Maybe get John in here a little bit, talk about the giveaways if he wants to. Amazing match though. Amazing match. And I'll be back.
So once more, you still have time to sign up for those giveaways.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, John?
That was a crazy match right there.
Yeah, that was a really good match. Everything's down to the wire with these two teams. They've just been.
Well, the first game was so close
Yeah,
between the two of them going into late game, and I feel that the Paul's team really just had the late game with Trist. I mean, Trist is just really hard to deal with once you go past that 25-30 minute mark.
yeah. When she had like, I think one time she went back and she just bought 2 items straight up, and then
Yeah.
that's when they like ended the game. Like she got Mercurial Scimitar and the Bloodthirster, and then they just like ended the game because those 2 giant items, that dude like a huge power spike.
Well, that's sustained from the Bloodthirster once you can have that overshield on during
Yeah,
team fights, it allows you to get so much more damage to at least make sure you get that first kill. And then the other team, whether they try to run or stay, can be in a lot of trouble. And looks like most of the time they stayed and it wasn't good for them.
yeah, exactly.
Um, but yeah, it's a great tournament so far. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with this next match. I think both teams are going to be really careful about their team comps going into this next picks and
Yeah,
pans
definitely.
phase.
I think they're gonna try to keep their not that their Zed was bad, but definitely keep their support on support because I think it's
Yes.
a lot more advantageous when you have that person who mains that role be on that role.
Yeah, I feel Sona is just so squishy in team fights that, if you have a Braum or a Thresh that can kind of be that front line, it helps out your ADC and your mid so much. But when you kind of have that person that's just kind of an extra person in the back trying to heal and things like that, it can cause some issues sometimes.
Yeah, and so Sona's ult's a lot, even though it's easier to use, it's a lot harder to get onto those people who are in the back line because you have to like either flash or they have to run into you. Like if you're trying to get Tristana in the back, you're not gonna get her with Sona ult
Oh,
unless you like
absolutely.
flash.
Absolutely. I do want to take some time real quick just to shout out our sponsors real quick. Definitely want to shout out Real Gamer Gear. As far as the shirts, guys, and the hats, they are going to be Real Gamer Gear branded. I'm not sure if we'll have ReadyUp Gaming on them or not. But I know for a fact they're going to be Real Gamer Gear branded products. He's got some pretty cool stuff like glow in the dark stitch and things like that. So I'm going to see what we're going to end up getting. Apologize for not getting anything in advance. We got so caught up trying to pull off the overlays and everything else, for our first tournament here. So we're just learning the ropes. The next one will definitely have down a lot more of what we're doing, pre-production plan and that kind of stuff. So do apologize about that. I'll try to get something out visual wise for tomorrow. So definitely tune in tomorrow because we'll also be giving away our two $50 GamerModz gift certificates for custom controllers. So if you got a PS4, an Xbox One, even an Xbox 360, PS3, they got some really cool modded controllers. I mean, you got to see some of these things on their site. They're just absolutely insane designs. So definitely make sure you tune in tomorrow for that. We're also going to be giving away the Xorbee beanbag, the expert gamer chair. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go to Xorbee.com, check it out. It is absolutely ridiculous. I actually own one, and my wife is actually sitting in it right now. It's like a throne from Game of Thrones or something. It's insane. So we'll be giving that away tomorrow. And yeah, so just make sure you tune in. I appreciate everybody tuning in today. It's been, and all the teams out there too, especially for showing up. You guys have done a great job.
Alrighty. Good stuff, John.
Alrighty, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
Alright, thanks for stopping in. Always nice for you to come in. You're more than welcome to come in at any time. Alrighty, teams. Are we ready? That's the more important question. We are all here. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm not so sure you're sure. Okay, one down, one to go. Let's see. Let's see. Dongers, we're waiting on you guys. for game 3 of our finals. Dongers might be taking a longer break. We may be waiting. Now, you know what I'd like to see, Izzy? Next game? A Heimerdinger.
Heimerdinger from Dongers.
From Dongers, exactly. We didn't really see an Ari from the Fluffy Tails. But I think they had wanted to. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, someone's currently
All
busy, so
good.
when they come back.
All good. That's why we take these breaks, man. You don't want to have to play, restroom's a restroom, you know? You gotta go, right? So, I'm interested. I'm excited. That last game was huge. As we saw earlier, just like the first game. They're ready now. Okay, guys. Let's go. We're in Champ Select. We're ready to do this. Dude, I'm excited. You can see me. I'm like coming out of my chair almost. I'm just like, I'm psyched. It's hip, man. This is hip. This is where it's at.
Yep.
To let anybody tell you differently. Saturday night, Grand Finals, a League of Legends tournament, money, RP, shirts, skins are on the line. Not even just that, the reputation, man. The bragging rights. Those are on the line. So we see Syndra, Maokai, and Blitzcrank Thresh still out of respect for the support hooks. Still a lot of respect for those picks. Now this is the money match. This is the ace, the anchor.
And so this time they did switch sides. So Dongers is on the team, and Paul's team is on the red side or purple side.
Dongers did get the preference on this game. That's a small advantage, for sure. For losing that last game, I guess not too much advantage, but. So we see Blitzcrank Thresh, Tristana. They realize they're not going to be able to get Tristana first, so they're forced to ban her out early. So that I expect a Jinx pickup here, maybe even a Lucian. The Nami apparently was a pretty big threat last game, so she gets first picked up here by our Dongers. Ooh, Graves. Graves for the Pauls, please. No, I don't expect the Ashe, but now he's just hovering, messing with us maybe. Twitch though, I would like the Twitch. The Twitch Jarvan combo is exceptionally strong. Get the ultimate going in as Jarvan's locked up a few. Very strong. You see here. So what are you expecting, Izzy?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen Dongers bring out Nami yet, so they haven't played it themselves. So I'm hoping that Angel's playing it, and we're gonna see some really good bubbles come out of him.
Good point. That's a good point. What? Let's see. So against the Corki, it's an interesting pick. This is an interesting choice here. Here we go. We finally might get to see a Ziggs today. Love that champion, man. Rengar got locked in. Insta-locked. He slammed that on the table, being like, guys, it works. Locking it in. He didn't have it last game, but he had it the first game, and it was effective. So we may see an Ori. That was that game, right? That was the Ori Rengar game. So we might see an Ori, actually, instead of the Ziggs. But I would love to see a Ziggs. I'm psyched for it. I don't think I can get any more excited. My favorite champion got played the most today, I think. So I'm happy about that. We got the Ziggs, maybe. It's kind of hovering. He might change it. He hasn't locked in. 3 seconds.
Might be an Orianna.
And he locked in the Ziggs.
And he locks in the Ziggs.
All right, we got ourselves a game. The Katarina Riven. Instant response. Or maybe the Zed. That's an interesting pick. Instead of no Syndra though. So Syndra's down. But Ahri is still open. Ahri can fight the Zed. And he decides to go with the Ahri. With the Karma support. Another Pokemon with a strong Jarvan engage. They're gonna need that Shyvana again though. I see another Trundle pick coming. If we look at it, it's the same thing almost. It's almost the same thing that happened last time.
Yeah.
Different champions, yes, but same concepts. Lucian Nami, strong lane. Kog'Maw Nami, stronger lane. So we'll see if he decides to maybe the Karma, a little bit iffy.